Alright, so I've recently moved, and here's just a look at my new shop that I've built. I'm not quite done yet. I'm still working on getting everything set up, but just finished shooting a video here, and here's the clean spot on my workbench. So just a quick insight into exactly, where I'm working and how I do things. So I've got a nice U-shaped bench here. I'll just back up a bit, but see, the bench comes around, wraps. Ooh, yeah, the mess is right there. So that's how I shoot. I have a tripod set up, basically so the camera's right in front of me. Makes it difficult, between trying to look at the viewfinder to see that I'm keeping everything in shot, and trying to see what I'm doing, because I just don't get the detail. So anybody out there who does videos, especially with this type of thing, where you're shooting by yourself and that, I have a huge amount of respect for you. After the first time I tried it using cell phone, actually, that I constructed a holder out of cardboard for, I noticed it was difficult, and getting the tripod and an actual camera, yeah, that was still, extremely difficult. But anyways, as for the actual shop, I've got lots of storage up underneath, some scrap flooring here that I gotta clean up. So the workbench, this is all anti-static flooring. These were some scraps that I picked up from work when from the floor guys when they put in floor in the IT room. So I've got a couple shelves here that I'm going to have to go through and clean up with larger stuff on them. Yeah, I'm down in the basement, so I've got the ledge there. Originally had put my workbench so that it would be up over top of the foundation wall there. Just to give myself a little bit more room inside here in between my benches, but I found that was just too high, so I wound up dropping it down. Monitor there, gonna set up the older computer. I'm actually gonna mount a couple boxes there, to bring some power over. So it wraps around. I've got the window in front. This is more bench space, and then over here I've got these lots of drawers, and I'm not really sure if I'm happy, but I can move them all around except for that one at the end there. It's the only one that's different, but I've got them mounted so that they're all flush at the bottom. And underneath I've installed these two outlets here, which actually I have to go and hook up put the breaker in, the new breaker, and hook the wire up in the main panel. But I've got these nice little surge protected power taps here, and the reason actually I got them was because the outlet here turns on this the one on the right, so in that corner I can have it facing out, but here you can see the outlets face out sideways, so I don't have to have the cord sticking straight out. I did pick this height so that they were nice and comfortable. If I sit down, I can reach up there. Well, I'm actually sitting a little bit far back because of the crap on the floor, but there, if I sit so that, I've got my fat gut here almost at the edge of the workbench, I can reach up there. A little difficult trying to look through a camera, but, I can grab parts. And the way I have them organized, because there's 5 drawers across, there's 6 across, so I've got two sets of drawers there for for each decade, so it makes it kind of handy for my resistors. So 4.7, 47, 470, 4.7K, etc., all the way down. I've got everything from 1 ohm up to 10 meg sitting there, and then just try to clump things together. So we've got you know, since resistors, you know, only come down to here while 10 meg stops there, then I've got 0 meg or 0 ohm jumpers there. Then I've got some oddball stuff down here, higher wattage, oddball values. Keep all my trimmers down here. Again, some 5 watt. So then I got, you know, knobs here, and then in these drawers I keep, you know, full-size pots for projects, thermal resistors, LDRs, that kind of stuff. Then, you know, I keep that there because resistors are the sort of the more common thing. And then over here I've got my collection of ICs, and it starts with actually diodes up top. You know, so I guess I actually should say it's really the silicone drawer. So I got diodes, then I've got some chip holders in here, and then all kinds of ICs, everything from, you know, just op amps, bit of 7400 and a bunch of old 4000 series CMOS logic that I had in there. I've got some microcontrollers over there. I think they're all mostly PICs, you know, op amps, 555 timers, all kinds of stuff in here. Then as you come down, I've got the you know, voltage regulators, and down at the bottom is transistors and MOSFETs. And there's the occasional oddball drawer, because over time I've gotten more and more drawers. You know, I started out with just a couple of these, so you know, and then I've expanded over time. So, you know, I've got stuff like, you know, drill bits, kind of an odd thing, but just, you know, small drill bits in there. So now this last one here, unfortunately while moving, these drawers all got messed up here. As you can see, they've all been mixed up, but basically these are all divided up, and these were ceramic caps, right from 1 picofarad at the top down to, ooh, I think 150 or 180 nanofarad there. Then get into the electrolytics. Then I've got drawers that are actually empty that I used to have battery clips and stuff in. But then I get down, I got some oddball stuff. I got tons of fuses here. The what are they? The 6.3 mil fuses, 5 mil fuses, switches, just miscellaneous stuff. You know, down in the bottom. And whoops, over on the other side here again, more drawers with more stuff, and it's somewhat scattered. And where things have been in the drawers is because, you know, over time, as I've added more and more drawers. So over here I keep most of my modules up in the top here. So, you know, in here there's, you know, USB to serial adapters. Whoops, gotta look through the viewfinder again, having trouble seeing through it, so looking around it. But, you know, Ethernet modules, you know, Arduino, all kinds of stuff, you know, in here. Just different little modules, real-time clocks, whatever else. And then I slowly get down into hardware. So I've got things like, you know, heat sinks, you know, lots of binding posts. I've got some mechanicals, you know, gears. And then, you know, 440 nuts, that's the most common size that I use, you know, for mounting boards into projects. So I got all kinds of screws there, and then I've got really tiny ones, and it's cheaper to get metric stuff online, so that's what I've ordered. My standoffs, pin headers, and then down at the bottom here is LEDs. And then in this far one, the oddball one, gets even more oddball. Big drawer at the bottom I use for wires and these stackable banana plugs, you know, and then miscellaneous stuff as I go up. There's lots of anti-static bags and, you know, enamel wire, and just start getting up into jacks, plugs, alligator clips, etc. I actually have a lot of empty drawers up here and here, and I have some down at that end that are empty. So at the end, just some more storage here. Some tubs. Right now it's just all USB in there. I think that's hot glue and lighters, and then these two are empty right now. Now, because it's a little hard to reach, I went with I'm just going to pick the whole thing up, so I actually glued all those together. And of course on top there's storage, and it's a bit of a mess. These things have been great. I found them at the dollar store, and you know, they've got the little clip-on lids, because a lot of the cheap containers just are garbage. So it's kind of nice, you know, leads, solderless breadboard, soldered breadboards, just miscellaneous projects up there, and junk stuff that I still got to sort out a little bit more, you know, including super mega junk. So a bunch of stuff up there. The plan is I put this shelf in underneath here, and there's the computer sitting on it, and well, I think it's maybe oh, there we go, it shows up alright. So I put an outlet underneath that's specifically for the computer, and a Ethernet over power adapter, and I've got a switch mounted here, a bunch of short cables. You know, I've got the network, and I've got network cables running in through the wall here and over. They're hanging out underneath, so I just gotta cut some holes in there to put it on for you know, be able to test Internet of Things projects. So the plan is just to have the computer set up over here in the corner. Just trying to figure out some sort of mounting bracket. Actually had an old mounting bracket for flat screen TV that I was thinking about modifying and hanging, you know, up there and having it so it swings down in front. And then I could just fold the monitor back up there when not in use, but that wasn't going to quite work, so I might make something completely out of scratch. I don't know. That's sort of the idea. And then, you know, I want my scope and power supplies to sort of live over here. It's the idea. So we'll see. Got a lot of stuff to clean up. Anyways, that's sort of the basic idea there. And you know, I'm gonna build a bench. Another bench to go in here, a separate one, and that will be for some heavier tools. I'm going to put a drill press on there and that, and just clean up and organize a bit better. Hopefully I get something worked out. I might build some more shelving and stuff, and I guess I could do an update then, but well, that's it. Till next time.